Hello once more and welcome to another episode of Economists, and of course today we'll continue on our study of the theory of consumer behavior. And in the last episode, if you have not watched it, we talked about the concept of utility. All right, so please ensure that you go and look at it. Okay, today we're going to look at the types and the concepts of utility. Okay, you are going to enjoy it just like you did the last episode. Do not forget that these episodes are brought to you by the O3 Schools JAMB CBT practice application. If you have made a decision that you do not want to write JAMB twice, okay, please go to Play Store, download the application, or go to App Store, download the application, or it's even available for your laptops or your computers at home. Okay, so the software version is available. If you need that one, just send a message to this number on WhatsApp 091-2151-5246. Send a message and say, "Sir, I need the link to download it from my laptop," and we'll be there to assist you. All right, so today we're going to be looking at the types and concept of utility. But before we do that, let us see a JAMB past question from the O3 Schools JAMB app. This is a 2001 question using the question search feature. We'll search for this question from the app. This is Economists 2001 number 4. It is being displayed on the screen right now, as you can see. There's a diagram, of course, of total utility against what quantity, as you can see. And we're told that the diagram above shows the total utility curve. At the point M, marginal utility is A says is 0, B says diminishes, C says is unity, D says it increases. Okay, if you do not know it, you do not know it. Don't force it. Okay, that is why at O3 Schools we try to give you value first. Let us first teach you. And after we have taught you, answering questions will be the least of your problem. That means smashing JAMB will be your priority, to be as easy as anything for you. So please download the app and of course activate it. The app has all the past questions that you need for your exam under the practice for UTME. Okay. Likewise, there's a classroom feature with JAMB syllabus. Apart from those JAMB syllabus, there are class notes or lecture notes structured according to that JAMB syllabus, so that you can be able to read according to how JAMB wants you to study. Also, under the classroom, you can create a study plan, and then it will create the app, which will create a schedule for you to be studying according to your subject combination. Very lovely application. And then likewise, there's a question search feature. Under that feature, you can search for question according to topic, just like the way we search for utility now, or the concept of utility, and then question came out for us to answer. Then likewise, there is the mock challenge on the application. Every Saturday, all students come to the application to compete. Every Saturday, to compete to win amazing prizes. Apart from the prizes, you get used to the JAMB past question, you get used to JAMB likely or possible exam questions. You familiarize yourself with how JAMB set questions. And after the mock, you see your result released just like JAMB immediately after your mock. So it's a wonderful feeling. The competitiveness makes your brain to be very, very sharp in preparedness for the examination. All right, so please, all of these wonderful features and many more, as you are seeing on the screen, okay, goes for an activation fee that is less than the price of rice and chicken in a good restaurant. Okay, so please, this is your future. Okay, if you want to get into school, if you want to get admission, the first step is to pass your JAMB. Get the app, okay, activate it, and immediately we'll start. If you want to activate your app, just send the message to this number. Don't worry yourself. There's nothing like scam here. Just send the message to this number on WhatsApp 091-2151-5246. Just say sir or ma. Okay, because depending on who is on the customer service, just say sir or ma, I want to activate my app. The instruction will be sent to you. Make your payment, you get activated. All right. So please, that is that for that. Let us go to the types and concepts of utility because of time. All right, so we're going to begin with with the types of utility. And among the types, the first one we have here is time utility. Time, T-I-M-E, time utility. It goes to say that a commodity may have different utility at different time periods. Okay, a commodity may have different utility at different time periods. Okay, it says it refers to value. It refers to value added to a product or service by making it available at the right time. Okay, so time utility refers to the value added to a product or to a service by making it available at the right time. Okay, like I said from the introduction, that's what A commodity may have what? Different utility at different time periods. An example to make you understand this very well is your umbrella. Okay? Your umbrella. Okay, it's an example of a product or of a commodity, all right, that has what? Time utility. During the wet periods or the wet season or the rainy season, what do? You use your umbrella to shield yourself against the rain. You use your umbrella to shield yourself against the rain. But during the dry season, okay, its usefulness changes, okay, because of what? The time period. Okay, so during the dry season, you can use the word to shield yourself against the sun, all right? So, and so on and so forth. So, umbrella is an example of a commodity that has a time utility. A commodity's utility can change at different time or periods. Also, aside from the umbrella, even in our industries, for example, let's say in our retail industry, like in our retail industry, this is retail. In our retail industry, for example, Amazon, okay, they try to operate 24 hours, okay, so that anytime you need something, you need a particular good or you need a particular service, okay, you just order from Amazon, and then they can deliver it to you either that same day, or they'll deliver it to you the next day. So retail industry is an example of an industry that has time utility. For example, Amazon. Okay, so time utility, right? Also, apart from the retail industry, okay, we also have the healthcare industry. There are some healthcare services that are 24 hours, like our hospitals and our pharmacies. There are some pharmacies that are 24 hours. Okay, so anytime you need drug, you can always go there, right, and get them. Okay, if like our hospitals, for emergency purposes, they are available 24 hours. Anytime you rush a person to the hospital, doctors should be available to attend. Okay, for example, I am in Benin City. Okay, I am in Edo State, Benin City. Okay, so for that reason, UBTH is a 24 hours service. Okay, if you go to the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, you rush anybody there are always doctors that are always in the night shifts there to attend to you. So our healthcare industry, our retail industry, they are example of industries that also have time utility. Apart from this, even transportation, like in busy cities, that is transportation industry now. Transportation industry in big cities like Lagos, okay, Abuja. Anytime that you order for boats, okay, somebody will come. Your ride will come, okay, and then you enter and go to anywhere you want to go. Okay, so transportation industry is also an example of an industry that has time utility. Okay, so aside this, I've talked about our retail. We'll talk about the healthcare. I'll talk about transportation, an example of industry. Also, another one I wanted to add. Which one should I add again? Another example of an industry that has time utility also is our entertainment industry. Entertainment industry. Okay, like for example, your Netflix. Okay, your Netflix now. Okay, so anytime you want to watch a movie, Netflix has made it available so that you can watch at any time you want to watch. Okay, it's as simple as ABC. So all these industry are examples of industry that have what's it called time utility. Are we clear? All right. Also, please, before we continue, make sure you like this video, because liking this video will make other students to easily find this video. Are you on Facebook? Are you on YouTube? Wherever you're watching from, are you on TikTok? Wherever you're watching from, please ensure you like the video. Apart from liking, ensure that you comment and share. After you have watched this video, share it. Some of you are very wicked. After watching such an information-packed video, okay, that you know that is useful to you, you refuse to share it at the end of the after watching, you refuse to share it. That is wickedness. Some people will say, in our family, we know they share video, we know they share. It is very, very bad. Okay, so please click on the share button, share to your class group, share to your friends. Okay, come and see what I'm learning from. Come and join us. All right. click on subscribe to the channel, okay? If you are watching from YouTube, okay, like, share, all right, and follow me. If you follow me on Facebook, please follow me. If you're not following me yet, click on the follow button and follow me on Facebook, all right? So please, that is that for that. Now, that will take us to place utility. You have taken a lot of time in time utility. Place utility. Okay, so also we say place utility refers to value added to a product or service. It refers to the value added to a product or service by making it available. By making it available in a convenient and accessible location. Okay, by making it available in a convenient and accessible location. This goes to show that a commodity may have what? Different utilities. A commodity may have different utilities at different places. Okay, one commodity may have different utility at different places. For example, this marker that I am holding in my hand, okay, so I am using it to teach right now in the class, okay, but this same marker, a carpenter may use it to what? To mark when he wants to cut wood, isn't it? So the classroom, the carpenter's workshop, okay, there are two different places. There are two different places, but this marker is not useful at both places. It is very, very useful because without the marker, I'm not able to write. You'll not be able to know what I'm teaching you. Okay, without the marker, the carpenter may mistakenly go and mark somewhere and forget that he marked it. Okay, and then of course we go and do a chair for you that will make you fall down while you are sleeping or sitting down. Okay, so it's as simple as ABC. So a commodity can have what? Different utility. Okay, can have different utility at different places. So that's why I say it refers to value added to a product or service by making it available in a convenient or accessible location. All right. Okay. Also, there are some industries that also have this place utility. That have this place utility. For example, even our retail industry. Okay. So anytime in your online stores, you can order for anything. Okay, in your online stores. So your retail industry is an example. Your retail industry is an example. Okay, so you can order for what? For stores online. Okay, they're already there. They've placed things there already for your convenience. Anytime you need them, you order for them. For example, again, another very important one, very sweet one. Recently, if you see your supermarkets, if you go to big supermarkets, you see that there are pharmacies inside. There are pharmacies inside supermarket. Okay, that means that as you go and shop for your groceries, okay, as you are shopping, you remember, oh, I need paracetamol at home, I need spirit. Okay, my first aid box as what? I need to replenish my first aid box, so you can also easily get your supplies from the pharmacy, even as you are shopping in the supermarket. Okay. Also, another example is like in your automobile industries. Okay. In the automobile industry, those that sell cars, for example, okay, they're easily located in very busy area where people that are passing can easily see them. Okay, so they'll put their workshops in a place where, or their store in a place where people are always going through there, so that they can see and like and go and test. Okay, so also the automobile industry is an example of an industry that has place utility. Okay, so that is that for that. Let us also see form utility. Let's see form utility. I will say form utility, form, F-O-R-M, utility refers to value added to a product by changing its form. By changing its form. By changing its form, design, or structure to make it more useful or appealing. Very wonderful. Okay, this means that a commodity, okay, a commodity's utility changes when its form changes. A commodity's utility changes when its form changes. Okay, for example, from raw materials to finished goods. to finished goods. Okay, this is an example of what? Of form what utility. Okay, when it is in its raw form, you may not really like it. Okay, it may not be appealing. Okay, it may not seem very useful to you. But once it has been changed to what? To the finished what good, okay, it becomes more appealing. So that is why we say form utility refers to value added to a product by changing its form, by changing its design or structure to make it more useful or appealing. All right. For example, yam. Okay. For example, yam. Maybe the one you call nyash of yam. That one that has that part of the plant. Okay. If you see it, you may even cut it and throw it away. Say, I know they like nyash of plants. You have forgotten that if you go and plant that part, is what will bring the full yam for you. Okay. Even when the full yam comes out, it may not look very, very, I don't be yam, but they used to make pounded yam and the whole soup, pounded yam and the goosey, pounded yam and ogbono. It becomes more appealing to you. So from raw materials to finished goods, that is an example of what of form what utility. Even in our industries, for example, furniture, in the manufacturing industry, for furniture, wood, they will go to the bush, fall a tree. Okay, after falling the tree, they will cut it into bits, and then they used to make what? Cushion for you in your house that you sit down on. Okay, so that cushion or that chair in your sitting room looks very, very appealing, but the raw form is that tree that you see that you may go and wee on. Okay, it's as simple as it is. So now, manufacturing industry, it is very, 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 very useful. Also, in our food industry, okay, food and beverage. For example, wheat. You can see wheat can be changed to what? To the finished form of what? Of flour. FLOUR. From wheat to flour. It's an example of what? Of also what? Of form what? Utility. Even in technological industries, you see that our smartphone now, it has what? You can use it to call. You can use it to text, okay? And also, apart from it, it also has what? Camera. Most of all these kit makers you see today, they use their phones to make what? To make skits, okay? They use their phone to video and to edit, okay? So it's as simple as ABC. So now, smartphone is an example of what? Of form what? Utility, all right? So it can produce what? It has many importances. It has many importance. For example, your phone, you can call, you can text, you can use it for what? For camera, to snap, and so on and so forth. So that is what are the types of what? Of utility that we'll look at. I'll look at what? Place, I'll look at what? Time, I'll look at what? Form utility. So now that will take us to the next part, which is what? The concepts of utility. I'm sure you're understanding it. If you don't understand any part, okay, please, you can do well to what? To take it back. All right. So also, even in the fashion industry, your wool, okay, will be turned to what? To fabric that you now wear. Okay, so for naked now to say if they have not made this one. Okay, so it's as simple as ABC. Okay, in the fashion industry, it's an example of what? Of form utility. So concept of utility. I'm going to look at three concepts. Look at the concept of total utility, concept of average utility, and the concept of what? Of marginal utility. Simple as ABC. So we have the total utility, which you are looking at first. And we'll say that total utility is the total amount of satisfaction. Anything that has to do with utility is what? Is satisfaction that we want to derive. Okay, so total utility is the total amount of satisfaction derived from consuming all available units of a commodity. Total satisfaction derived from consuming what? Total amount of satisfaction derived from consuming all available units of a commodity. Okay, so when you consume all available units of a commodity, the total satisfaction you derive from it is called total what? Utility. Okay, total utility has a formula. We represent total utility as what? As TU. Okay, and we'll say that what? TU is equals to what now? Average utility, AU, times quantity. Okay, please take note of the formula. It's very, very useful. This formula number one, take note of what? Of it. Okay, the total utility, TU, is equal to what? Average utility times quantity. That is, TU here is what? Is total utility. Then AU here is what? Is average utility. Of course, QTY is quantity. Okay, is quantity. Okay, it's as simple as ABC. All right, so we say that what? Total utility is what? Average utility times quantity, and we say is the satisfaction derived from consumption of all available units of a commodity. Are we together? That's good. So now after total utility, that will take us to what? To average utility. And what do we say average utility is? Okay, we say that what? Average utility is the satisfaction derived per unit of a commodity consumed. Per unit, 1 unit. When you consume 1 unit of a commodity, okay, the satisfaction that you derive is called what? Is called average utility. This is the satisfaction derived per unit of a commodity consumed. That is the satisfaction derived from consuming only 1 unit of a commodity. Just 1 unit of a commodity. All right? So that is what? Average utility. And we say that average utility, which is what? AU, okay, is equals to what? Now, obviously, from here, we can get to our average utility. So, just divide both sides by quantity. So, it means that what? Average utility is what? Total utility over what? Over quantity. Please take note of it. This is what? Equation number 2, okay? This is equation 1. This is what? Equation what? 2. This is our formula number 1. This is our formula number 2. Okay, so please take note of them. Total utility. We say for average utility, the satisfaction will derive from consumption of only 1 unit of a commodity. Okay, that is average utility. All right. So now, marginal utility. Marginal utility, I will explain it with an illustration so that you easily understand it. It's not something you should be cramming. It's something you should understand and soak yourself in. Soak yourself in. Don't cram anything. You have no reason to cram. Okay, you understand concepts so that they stick with you for the long term. Okay, so we say marginal utility is the extra or additional satisfaction derived as a result of increasing consumption by 1 unit. Okay, so for marginal utility is extra, that additional satisfaction that you are deriving from consuming an additional unit of a commodity. Okay, now let me give you the illustration. But before I give you the illustration, let us see the formula for marginal utility. Utility is equal to what now? Change in total utility over what? Change in quantity. This is the formula for marginal utility. This is our formula number what? 3. Or let me just say the equation number 3. Please, you must know what this formula is. Okay? That marginal utility is change in total utility over change in quantity. Change. Okay? So, for example, this may mean, which also goes to what? TU2 minus TU1, which is change from 1 to 2. TU2 minus TU1 over what now? QTY. Okay, let me just say quantity. Q2 minus what? Q1. So this is what equation 3. All right. So that is marginal utility. Change in what? In total utility over change in quantity. Please take note of what of it. Now let me explain all this concept of utility with an example. For example, you went to the football pitch to play football, or they say your PhD master say today is sports, so you are going to run, and then after you have run around, you are what? You are very, very tasty, okay? And then you now saw somebody that, or let's say for example, you have what? A glass, and then you brought very cold juice to the sport place. Okay, so after you are very, very tasty, once you take that first gulp, okay, once you take that first gulp, that first glass of juice, once you take it, you know you will need more. You want to take more because that one will not be sufficient. Okay, that first one that you took, okay, that's what we call the average utility, because it's the satisfaction you derive per unit for consuming just 1 unit of what? Of a commodity. Satisfaction derived from consuming only 1 unit. So that first glass cup that you took is what? Is the average utility. Now, because you know that will not be enough, the law of diminishing marginal utility will work on you. You want to take more. Okay? Once you take an additional one to eat, okay, that is now what? The marginal utility. The satisfaction that you derive from taking an additional glass of juice, okay, is the marginal utility. Okay? Even after taking that one, you may still want to take another one. You may still want to take another one until maybe the juice is what is finished. Okay? So the total satisfaction that you derive from consuming all available units of that juice, from consuming the total juice inside that container, okay, is called what? The total utility. Hope you understand now. Okay, it's as simple as ABC. So these concepts are very, very useful, and these formulas are very, very useful. So we're going to use them to derive a schedule, okay, and then we'll plot a graph for what? For total utility and and marginal utility as against the quantity, so that we'll see how to analyze the graph, okay, of total utility. So now let us go. Let us take some hypothetical points for total utility. Okay, so please note our formulas. So note our formulas that we are going to use them again very, very soon. We are going to use them very, very soon. So let's go. So please, if you have not liked this video, after all these efforts, okay, these videos are free. Oh, don't allow someone to go and chat. I heard that someone is collecting 10,000 naira to give you the links to watch this video. It's very, very, very bad. Okay, it's free. But if you want to, of course, maybe for example, you say, this teacher is trying, you want to support us, our account number is shown on the screen, but they are completely free for you to learn and succeed. And as you can see, there are no ads on this channel. Okay, there are no ads on this channel. It's deliberate so that we will know what distract you while you are studying. All right. So if you want to help us, you want to assist us, you want to support us, okay, you can send something to the account number being shown on the screen, but the videos are completely free. All right, now let us go. Let's pick some point. Let's, for example, we have quantity in units. Quantity will be in units. Okay. Then we have total utility. Then we have average utility. Then we have marginal utility. Okay, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, 7 quantities. All right. So now let us go. Let's say for the total utility, we have 20, we have 35, we have 45. Let's say we have 50, we have 50. Let's say we now have 45 again. Let's say we have 45, yes. And let's say we have 35. Okay, for the total utility. Let's say these are our points for the total utility. From the satisfaction we have derived from the consumption of what? Of all available units. Okay, so now let's say this is it. Now let us calculate the average utility and the marginal utility. Let us complete this table, and then we can be able to plot a graph. How do we complete the table? What is average utility? We say that average utility, first of all, we know very well that total utility is what? We say it's what? Average utility times what? Times quantity. Times quantity. That means that what? Average utility will be what? Total utility over what? Over quantity. So if you want to get this table, this part of what? The average utility, just to divide the total utility by the quantity. So for this first one, 20 divided by 1 is what? Is 20. Okay? TU is 20. Quantity is 1. So 20 over 1 is 20. Hope you understand. Before you say, maybe I'm doing one magic. I know they do magical. So let's go. 35 divided by 2 is what? That will give us 17.5. Okay? You can use a calculator. Okay? It's 17.5. Okay? So let us go. 45 divided by 3 is what? Is 15. Some of you will say, I know Kramamo, because I've solved many questions in my life. It becomes very easy. Okay, so you must love maths. Especially as an economics student, you must love maths. Okay, you must love maths, and all this is supposed to be very, very easy for you. This is what increases your speed in an exam hall. All right, so let us go. 50 divided by 4. 50 divided by 4 is same thing as what? 22 here is 25. 2 here is 2. Okay, that should give us 12 point what? 12.5. Please use your calculator to be what? Faster. 50 divided by 5 is what? Is 10. 45 divided by 6. This is 45 divided by 6. 3 here is 15. 3 here is 2. That should give us 7.5. 35 divided by 7 is what? Is 5. Okay, 7 times 5, 35. Learn your timetable and know it on your head. Very useful. Now, for marginal utility, it's different. We say that our marginal utility is what? Is change in total utility over change in what? Quantity. Okay, that means, but of course, for at the first level, please take note of this, that at the first level of consumption, at the first, if you want to write, we're writing it down. At the first level of consumption, total utility is equal to marginal utility. Please take note of that. At the first level of consumption, total utility is the same thing as what? As marginal utility. That means here will also be what? If here is total utility is 20, marginal utility will be 20. Okay, so take note of that. So now let us go to the second one. So we're looking for this second one. And for this second one, we have to what? Calculate the change in total utility over change in quantity. What is the change in total utility here? From 20 to 35. That is what? TU2 minus TU1. TU2 minus TU1 over change in quantity Q2 minus Q1 over Q2 minus Q1. Are we together? So let us do that. So what is our TU2? TU2 is what? 35 minus TU2 is 35. TU1 is what? 20 all over 2. PU2 is 2. QU1 is what? Is 1. It's only this one I'm going to do like this, so other ones I'm not going to do like this again. So 35 minus 20 is what? Is 15. 2 minus 1 is what? Is 1. That means we're going to have what now? 15. Are we together? So I'm going to have 15 here. So let's continue. Now for this third one, we're calculating change between this second one and this third one, okay? From 35 to 45. So I want to do TU3, which is 45, minus TU2, which is 35, over Q3, which is 3, minus Q2, which is 2. Are we together? Yes. So let us do that. What's our TU3? 45. What's our TU2? 35. What's our Q3? 3. Minus, what's our Q2? 2. 45 minus 35 is what? Is 10. 3 minus 2 is what? Is 1, which is what? 10. So here's our what? It's our 10. Are we together? Yes. So let's continue. All right. For the avoidance of doubt, let us continue. Please like this video, share, comment, subscribe, follow Master T on Facebook. Okay. So now let's go. For the fourth one, we'll calculate change between this and this. So I'm going to have TU4 minus what? Minus TU3 over what? Q4 minus Q3. What is TU4? TU4 is what? Is 50. What is TU3 is what? Minus 45. What is Q4 is 4. What is Q3 is 3. 50 minus 45 is what? Is 5. 4 minus 3 is what? Is 1. 5 over 1 is what? Is 5. We're going to have 5. I hope you're understanding how we are calculating it. So let's go to the fifth one. So the fifth one, this one is between this and this. So I'm going to have TU5 minus what? TU4 over Q5 minus Q4. What is TU5? 50. What is QU4? 50. What is Q5? 5. What is Q4? 4. 50 minus 50 is 0. 5 minus 4 is 1. 0 over 1 is what? Is 0. Okay? So here is what? Is 0. So for this next one, sixth one will be what now? Q6, sorry, TU6 minus what? TU5 over what? Q6 minus what? Q5. What is TU6? 45. What is TU5? 50 minus 50. What is Q6? Q6 is what? Is 6 minus Q5 is what? Is 5. 45 minus 50 is what? Minus 5. over 6 minus 5 is what? Is 1. So I'm going to have what now? Minus 5. All right. So let's put it there, minus 5. Simple. Okay. So let us go to the last stage. Okay. That is what? For 7 now. Okay. So what do we have? I'm going to have TU7 minus TU6 over Q7 minus what? Q6. What is TU7? 35. Okay. What is TU6? 45 minus 45 over what is Q7 is 7. What is Q6 is 6. 35 minus 45 is what? Minus 10 over what? 1, which is supposed to be what? Minus 10. So here's what? Minus 10. All right. So you see how I've used what? The formulas. They are very, very useful. That's why I expected to what? To take note of what? Of them. We are used to what? To complete our schedule. Okay, if you want to download the O3 School JAMB, please go to Play Store, download it. Okay, go to App Store, search for O3 Schools. It's not 0, O3 Schools. Okay, if you want it on your laptop, send a message to this number on WhatsApp. Okay, 09121515246. And please share, like, comment. Okay, so now let us now we'll draw what? The graph. Okay, the graph of what? Of this schedule that we have with us. Okay, so in our graph, what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw what? The total utility and marginal utility on the y-axis. So I'm going to represent it on the y-axis, and then the quantity on the x-axis. Okay, so this is how it will look like. I'm going to have something like this. All right, then I'm going to have, I need more space, sorry. So I'm going to plot our what? Our graph like this. Okay, this will be our total utility against our our total utility, our marginal utility on the vertical y-axis, and then our quantity on the what? Vertical x-axis. So let's look at what the what's it called? The values we have for our total utility. Okay, the highest is what? 50. The lowest is 20. So a scale of 1 to 5 will work. Let's say 0, that will be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, so this is 1 to 7 for our quantity. So here will be our 1, here will be our 2, here will be our 3, here will be our 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so now let us now first of all plot the graph of what? Of the total utility first. Let's start with the total utility. Okay, let me use the red marker. Now, when quantity was 1, total utility was 20. This is 1, this is 20. Okay, so somewhere here. Are we together? Now, when quantity was 2, total utility was 35. When it was 2, total utility was what? Was 35. 35 is here. Okay, so now, when quantity was 3, total utility was 45. This is 3. 45 was somewhere here. Okay, so when quantity was what? Was 4, total utility was 50. When it was 4, it went up to what? To 50. Okay, so when quantity was 5, total utility was still 50. Okay, when it was 5, okay, it was still 50. Are we getting it? When quantity was 6, total utility was 45. When it was 6, let's trace it. That is here. Okay, let us trace this one up. So it was somewhere here. It was what now? It was 45. All right, so we have gotten that. When quantity was 7, total utility was 35, as you can see very well here. Okay, when it was 7, it was 35. This is our 35. Let us mark, trace it. This is our 7. Okay, so somewhere what? Somewhere here. All right, let us clean this. All right, so now this are what? These are the points for our total utility. So we can join these points all together. Okay, let us join them together. Sorry, I'm not holding a curve, so please pardon me for saying this teacher they draw curve. Oh, please pardon me. Okay, so let us go. So I'm going to join these points together. Okay, we're going to join them together. Okay, so this is our total utility, TU, total utility curve. Okay, now let us now draw for the what? For the marginal utility. When quantity was 1, marginal utility is what? Was 20. Okay? Quantity was 1, marginal utility was 20. So the same point here. Okay? All right? So let's go. When quantity was 2, marginal utility was 15. When it was 2, marginal utility came to what? To 15. Somewhere here. Okay? When quantity was 3, marginal utility was 10. When it was 3, marginal utility was 10. 10 somewhere here. When quantity was 4, marginal utility was 5. When quantity was 4, marginal utility was 5. 5 is somewhere here. When quantity was 5, marginal utility was 0. Okay? When it was 5, okay, marginal utility was what? Was 0. Was 0. So it was somewhere here. Okay? When quantity was 6, marginal utility was minus 5. Where's our minus 5? So if this is our 0, there will be what? Minus 5. Abi? Yes, that will be minus 5. Okay, so when quantity was 6, marginal utility was what? Was minus 5. When it was 6, it was minus 5. So we can trace minus 5 like this to come and meet 6 somewhere here. Okay, simple. When quantity was 7, marginal utility was minus 10. When quantity was 7, marginal utility was minus 10. This is minus 5, and this will be what? Minus 10, somewhere here. So let us trace it. So it will be somewhere what? Here, for 7. Okay, so now we can now join our points. We can join our points for what? For the marginal utility. Okay, I'm not holding a ruler. I'm supposed to hold what? A ruler, but I don't have one here. So let me just try my best to what? To draw something. Okay, so let me just find some points that can work perfectly. Let me just say this point is supposed to be a straight line. It's a downward sloping line. Okay, so this is our point. This is our graph for what? For the marginal what? Utility. This one is what? Is MU. Okay, this one is TU. This one is MU. Please let me check if this part is showing on the board before we now have to what? Have to redo this again. Let me check. Okay, I think it's okay. It's not showing completely, but I think it's manageable. It's manageable. Okay, it's manageable. All right. So let us see. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, or should I let me take? Should I draw? Should I take? Let me take the camera backward a bit so that we can see. We can see the below. Okay, please pardon. Please pardon. Okay, so I'm drawing it backward so that you can see. I want you to see the below very well. Okay, so that is okay now. That is okay. So now, we're seeing our marginal utility curve. We're seeing our total utility curve. Now we have to make there are some deductions that can be made from the relationship between the marginal utility and the total utility. And it is this curve that tells us that relationship. Okay, so let us look at those relationships. So I'm going to take off this, what is it called? This schedule from the board. We have gotten what we needed from it. All right. So number one of the deductions we make from this is that, number one, that as consumers' consumption, or as a consumer increases consumption, or as a consumer's consumption increases. Okay, let us go to the graph. As a consumer's consumption, as it's increasing from year now, let's say from year to year to year, as it is increasing. What did you notice? What did you notice as it is increasing? For the total utility curve, what is happening? Is it not increasing? It is increasing. So as the consumer's consumption increases, what happens? Total utility increases. Okay, but also you notice something as it is increasing. Okay, what happens? It gets to a point where it starts with decreasing. So we say that our total utility increases at a decreasing rate. At a decreasing rate. Please take note. It's from the graph. We are seeing all these things. So you are not supposed to cram anything on the graph. The graph will tell you what you are looking for. All right. So as a consumer's consumption increases, total utility increases at and what? At a decreasing rate. But what happens to marginal utility? What happens is decreasing, okay? As the consumption is increasing, okay, what's happening? Marginal utility is what? Is decreasing. Okay, so marginal utility, that is MU, is what? Is decreasing. So take note of what of that. So as a consumer's consumption is increasing, total utility increases at a decreasing rate, but marginal utility decreases. So as a consumer decreases consumption now. This first part is increases. As a consumer decreases consumption, what do you notice? As he's decreasing what is consumption, what's happening? You see that what as he's decreasing it, what happens? Marginal utility is what is increasing. Marginal utility is what is increasing as he's decreasing his consumption. Okay, while what total utility is what is decreasing. Is decreasing. Total utility will be decreasing. Marginal utility will be what will be increasing. Okay, so as a consumer decreases consumption, what happens? Marginal utility (MU) increases. Okay, but what total utility (TU) decreases. Okay, it's as simple as ABC. So as a consumer is decreasing his consumption, okay, total utility will be decreasing. But marginal utility will be increasing, to be going upward. Okay, it will be increasing. So it's as simple as that. Now, number two, another thing you should take note is that when total utility is at its maximum, M here, okay, when total utility is at maximum M, what happens to the what? To the marginal utility? Marginal utility is zero. Okay, trace it down. Okay, trace it down. You see that when total utility is maximum, when total utility is maximum or at its peak, or at its apex, what's happening to marginal utility? Marginal utility is what? Is zero. Please take note of that. Okay, that when total utility is at its maximum, marginal utility is what? Is zero. Or when total utility is constant, we can see yes 50, yes 50. It was constant at this point. Okay, when total utility is constant, marginal utility is what? Is completely what? Zero. All right, take note of what of that. Now let us go. Number three. Third thing we deduce from this graph is that as the total utility declines, as it declines, what happens to the marginal utility? You see the values of marginal utility. Are they not in the negative zone? They now come to what? The negative zone. So as total utility is declining, marginal utility becomes negative. Marginal utility becomes negative. So MU becomes negative when TU, total utility, declines. Okay, so as total utility declines, marginal utility becomes what? Negative. Becomes negative. You see that in your past question now, and you appreciate it. Okay, so that curve we saw at the very first beginning of the class, we are going to what? You see, if you go back to it now, it becomes very easy for you. So these are the three deductions we make from this curve. All right. Ensure that you understand the curve, know how to draw the curve, especially as a WAEC student, you should know how to draw this curve very, very well. All right. It's very, very interesting, okay, and sweet. So let us go to the O3 School JAMB app. Please ensure you download the app and practice. Let us go. So we have what year was that? 2001 number 4, using the question search feature. 2001 number 4 is being shown on the screen. It says here that the diagram above shows the total utility curve. They say at the point M, marginal utility A says becomes what? Zero. At the point M, where total utility is maximum, marginal utility is what? Is zero. Option A says zero, B says diminishes, C says is unity, D says it increases. Correct answer is what? Is A, becomes what? Zero. Okay. Let's see more questions. This is a 1998 question number 2. 1998 number 2. Okay. So now we said it says here that we are given a table, unit of consumption of commodity X and marginal utility in units. It says from the table above, the total utility for the individual who consume 3 units of commodity X. They are not saying 4 units. So the table gave us 4 units, but the question is asking us for 3 units. Now, another thing you should know is that the summation of all the marginal utility gives you the total utility. Okay, the summation of all the marginal utility is the total what utility. Okay, please take note of that. Okay, total utility is the summation of all the marginal utility, because marginal utility is the satisfaction you are deriving from consumption of an extra unit. Okay, so it's all those extra units that add up together to become the total unit. Okay, so please take note of that. So a shortcut. Okay, if I ask for a question where I'm giving what marginal utility, you have to calculate total utility. Just add all the marginal utility together. But so this question here is telling us that what for the table above, the total utility for the individual who consume 3 units of commodity X is what? So we add from 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to say 100 plus what? Plus 80 plus what? Plus 50. 100 plus 80 is 150. Plus 50 is what? 230. Correct answer is what? Is option C, 230. The unit is what? Utils. UTILS. We talked about it in the previous class. Sorry. I'm getting tired. All right, so let us go. Next question. 2018 number 17. 2018 number 17. It says here that when total utility is constant, when it is constant, okay, it means marginal utility is what? A says decreasing, B says 0, C says 1, D says increasing. I've spoken about this. It becomes what? 0. Marginal utility is 0 when TU is constant. Okay, so correct answer is option B. 2012 number 12. It says when the shape of the total utility curve is declining, when the shape begins to decline, when the shape of the total utility curve is declining, the marginal utility of a consumer will be increasing. What will make it to be increasing? They say the marginal utility of a consumer will be increasing if he decreases his consumption. So as a consumer, the only thing that will make marginal utility to be increasing is when the consumer is decreasing his consumption, when he's not consuming what much. So marginal utility will be increasing. I've spoken about that. So A says stops consuming more of the commodity. B says reduces the quantity consumed. Is when it reduces, when it decreases the quantity is consuming. Correct answer is option what? Option B. C says consumes more of another commodity. Nothing like that. D says consumes more of another nothing like that. Correct answer is what? Is option B. When it reduces is what? Is consumption. Okay, so there are so many questions on this application, okay, that has to do with utility and the theory of consumer behavior. Please download the app, activate it, start practicing. Your exams around the corner, and you shall succeed with all 3 schools. My name is Master T, your favorite teacher, and of course, give us a like, share our videos, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Facebook if you are watching from Facebook, follow me on TikTok if you are following me on TikTok, share on all our social media platforms, and I'll see you in the next class as we continue our discussion on the theory of consumer behavior. Thank you for watching.